Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Today I am going to deliver my lecture on the short story Abhiley, which is the third chapter of the genre. This story is written by Abdul Sheikh, who belongs to Ladakh. Abdul Sheikh was born on 1936. He wrote his first story while he was a veterinary assistant. He worked as a school teacher, screenplay writer, and a journalist also. Abdul Sheikh, recognized as one of the foremost scholars of Ladakh, has a part from creative fiction written on various subjects like literature, history, philosophy, and comparative religion. Among his books are two collections of short stories, Zojala ke Aar Par and Do Rahe, a biography on the famous Ladakhi pioneer Sonam Nargo, a historical novel written by Abdul Sheikh, Wo Zamana, and romantic novel Dil Hi To Hai, won the Jammu and Kashmir Cultural Academy's Best Book Award. Mr. Abdul Sheikh of Ladakh writes about his grandmother. So he says that grandmothers have a different reaction on the modern technology. They are simple. They have led a simple life. Abdul Sheikh says that nowadays both boys and girls pursued higher education in science and technology in order to lead a better life. This is the age of science and technology. Everyone wants to be forward in this field to acquire higher and higher education in this field. Both boys and girls go abroad in pursuit of higher education. Ladakh is no exception in this trend, but the reaction of oldies to this trend of the older illiterate women in particular is debatable. Abhiley, who is the grandmother of Abdul Sheikh, reacts to Ruxana's pursuit of higher education in Srinagar. In this story, we will find how the oldies feel with the modern educational trend. They have their own attitude to the modern technology. So, please open your book at page 127. When Abhiley heard the news of the earthquake in Turkey, her face turned ashen. Ashen means pale or yellow, choked with tears. Abhiley was frightened. Tears rolled out of her eyes. She said, "O protector, you are Rahim Rahman, so merciful and benevolent." Benevolent means kind. Meherban, Ramdil. Have pity on my grandmother, daughter Ruxana. Keep her safe. So when the earthquake came in Turkey, Abhiley was frightened about her granddaughter Ruxana, who was in Srinagar to get higher education. Abdul Sheikh says all of us in the family burst out laughing. Kaga, my elder brother, said, Abhi, Ruxana is in Srinagar. The earthquake has hit Turkey, which is thousands of miles away from Srinagar. So there is a vast difference. So Turkey is far away from Srinagar, but tears rolled down Abhiley's sunken cheeks. It is not an easy task to cajole. Cajole means to persuade our Abhiley or make her understand. So it was very difficult to persuade our Abhiley or to make her understand that Turkey is far away from Srinagar. How Ruxana will be affected with the earthquake? How can one explain that the world has nearly 200 countries and that all places are not like our village with its mere 50 houses? So हमने उसको समझा है कि तुर्की जो है वो बहुत दूर है श्रीनगर से. तो हमने उसको बताया कि ये वर्ल्ड जो है इसमें बहुत सारे ममालिक हैं, तो भूचाल कहीं भी आ सकता है. इससे श्रीनगर जो है वो इफेक्ट नहीं हो सकता है. She had become increasingly apprehensive since the evening Ruxana departed to Srinagar. So when Ruxana left for Srinagar, Abhiley was apprehensive. She had fear what would happen to Ruxana. The bus in which Ruxana was traveling had broken down. Broken down is the past tense of break down. It is a phrase. Break down means to stop, रुकना या खराब होना. Had broken down near Kargil. So there was some problem with the bus. It stopped near Kargil. Abhiley argued if the bus had broken down, it must mean that Rukhsana had not survived. When Abhiley heard that the bus had broken down, stopped near Kargil, she thought that breakdown according as meant to her that there was some accident, so Rukhsana would have not survived. To convince her, to make her understand, we had to use our eloquence to the utmost. Eloquence means expression, expressiveness, fluency. We had to explain in detail to our ability that breakdown does not mean an accident. It means that some problem was with the bus, so it had stopped. I believe if the bus stopped working, it does not mean that it has had an accident. So Kaga, the author's elder brother, told her that bus did not have an accident, but it stopped working due to some problem. Buses often break down during a journey. Sometimes the oil freezes, so buses often stop during their journey. Sometimes the oil gets freezed due to cold. Sometimes nuts and bolts of the engine don't function or a certain part of stops working. The driver parks the bus or his vehicle on the side of the road, repairs it, and then the vehicle takes off. It goes, it starts its working. We also had to take extreme precautions before commencing on the news in front of Abhiley. So whenever we heard a news, we take precautions. While commenting the news in front of our Abhiley, the mention of daily happenings like the rolling of a bus into a ditch at such and such place, the derailing of a railroad, the disappearance of an aeroplane, or the firing of a bullet at some position or other was enough to trigger an interminable series of questions. So whenever we talked about an accident or firing of a bullet in front of our ability, we would hear a series of questions. One question, then another. Abhiley would repeat questions. She would ask question after question. How the accident has happened? What happened there? So we had to answer all the questions asked by our Abhiley. Is my Rukhsana safe? Was Rukhsana traveling in that bus? Rukhsana is very curious. She must have gone to see that procession. So she would think that Rukhsana would have been there when the accident has taken place. We would start laughing and Abhi would admonish us yet again for sending Rukhsana to Srinagar. So she would tell us, why have you sent Rukhsana to Srinagar for higher education? When she expressed her helplessness, we comforted her, saying that Srinagar is a mountain resort that is called paradise on earth. So Srinagar is a beautiful place. It is called paradise on earth, and every year thousands of tourists visit Kashmir to explore it. We tried to make her understand that Rukhsana was in Srinagar not out of some desperation, but to get further education and seek a better life. So we would tell that Ruxana has not gone for another reason to Srinagar. She has been there to get higher education in order to make her life better and useful. When we promised that next spring we would take her to Srinagar to Abhiley felt silent. So when we told her, when we promised her that we will take you to Srinagar next year, so she became silent. If we had brought up the subject of her visiting Srinagar before Ruxana left, she would have risen in anger and pursed her mouth, declaring, I won't leave. She would have become angry. I won't leave my children and grandchildren to go anywhere. So that is, we conclude here today's lesson. Thank you very much.